Hi, I'm Eva. I was deep diving through the internet late at night because that's what I do with my time, and I kind of started deep diving through soy protein things, and then I realized that I wanted much more educated things than the random blog posts that I was finding, whereas people with no citation and no proof of what they were saying. It was all opinion based. So I actually started looking through some clinical studies, and I educated myself on soy proteins and actually broke a lot of myths that I had believed for most of my life. So I thought, no, now that I know these things, maybe other people would like to have some actual clinical studied, like science that isn't opinion based from a dude in the gym or a blogger. So here we go. I will state though, in some of these studies, they target specific groups by gender and age. So I will tell you if that was done because I want to be as responsible and accurate and clear as possible with this. We're going to start with the biological effects of a soy protein diet high in isoflavones on the menstrual cycle of pre-menopausal women. Isoflavones, which I might be pronouncing wrong, are actually the plant-derived compounds with estrogenic activity. Okay, so in this study, they observed 6 women of whom they had given daily 60 grams of soy protein with 45 milligrams of isoflavone in it. What they found was a little interesting. The first thing they found is that it actually lengthened the follicular phase. I didn't know what that was. The follicular phase is actually from the time of menstruation till the time of ovulation. So lengthening that actually lengthens the overall cycle, giving more time between menstruation. So that was kind of cool. The second thing they found, the tamoxifen, which is an anti-estrogen, actually decreased, which reduces the likelihood of developing breast cancer. So that was kind of cool to read. The third thing this study found actually gets backed up by another study, which I will continue on to and cite after this one. This study found that the cholesterol levels in these women dropped by 9.6%. So 9.6%, almost 10% of all the cholesterol in their body dropped. That's amazing for your cardiovascular health. Moving to the next study, which found even more on this study being these guys, along with the, and excuse me while I read this one, American Heart Science Association Nutrition Committee. They did 22 trials. During these, they found that soy protein diets are actually very beneficial to your overall cardiovascular health because they have polyunsaturated fats, high fiber, mineral, and vitamin paired with very low content of saturated fats. The other thing that this study found, which I think is pretty interesting, is that postmenopausal women had reduced bone loss when they were taking high soy protein diets. I'm going to move down to the next study, which is more for the men out there. Now, I've heard this for my entire life, and I think a lot of people have heard this for most of their life, that soy proteins have too much estrogen for men, and that it'll screw with their testosterone, with their androgens, and with their estrogen. This study actually disproves all that. There were 15 placebo-controlled groups and 36 treatment groups. So this was quite a large clinical study. What they found is that ingesting soy protein high in isoflavones actually had no significant difference in the sex hormone binding globulins, which are the glycoproteins that bind to androgen and estrogen in your body, had no real effect on testosterone or free androgen index. So in short, eating soy is not going to screw with your estrogen or testosterone. All that being said though, these clinical studies are done by medical professionals who oversee them. As per usual, and I've said this many times, if you're planning to make any large lifestyle or dietary changes, please speak to your health professional to ensure that it is safe for you to do so. Because your body is not everyone else's body, and what might be very safe for other people to do might not be safe for you. So please do seek attention from your physician before making any large changes in your diet or lifestyle. Also, I mean, the old saying that everything in moderation is very applicable to all of this. These studies are done with specific amounts. Like I said earlier, 60 grams of protein a day. That does not mean that you would have the same effects if you're eating 300 grams of protein a day. Moderation, my friends. If you guys like this kind of video where I go through clinical studies and I do deep research on things and I get to be a grown-up and do all my citations, I'm very happy to do them, so if you guys have any specific questions or concerns you want to put in the comment section down below, I'd be more than happy to do the research and break my brain a little producing something like this. I love doing it, so please, if you have any that you want to hear about, comment them down below. Also, like this video and hit subscribe so I can see you guys next time.